Hello, everyone, and welcome to Scion the Tower, or welcome back if you have been with our little band for quite a while. My name is Chaz. I am the story guy, the storyteller here, taking us through this lovely world of Atusa, where there is a tower that connects humans with the realm of the gods, and of course, nothing will go wrong when that happens. Um, as we start today's episode, we are right outside of the tower, having tracked the infamous Yuri, aka Dracula, to this tower. Before we jump too far in, it is more important to find out who the key players are. So let us start with Zach. Please let us know who you are, who you're playing, and any pertinent information you would like to share.
Hello, I am Zachary Naldra, he, him. I can be found at zachrules.com, both my website and that's also what you can find me on the BS site. If you want to look for me on the Deadbird site, have fun. I don't really use it anymore, same with the other ones. If you go look for me for other sites and don't find me, that's because Zach Ruiz beat me there, fair and square. He was more on the ball than I was. And I was not an early adapter of social media. So, yeah, you can find me at Zach Rules Dice on those ones. I don't really do much there either, so I don't know why you would look for me. Tonight I will be playing Zodi, who I can talk really. Tonight I will be playing Bodhi Lee, the son of Tara of the Paes, and he's gonna he may go kill a Dracula or
All
die
right.
trying, and then have to come back to life and then go kill Dracula again. He's died once. This will be. I'm sure the second time won't be um, too much worse.
You'll probably just be bored the second time. Like you've already done it. Like you know what to do. Yeah.
I mean, that's part of this religion. You die and you come back. That's what the whole cycle of reincarnation entails. So he'll be back.
Right. Crow, same for you. Please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and any pertinent information you would like to share.
Hi, I'm Crow. Um, you normally could find me at BS Slate TV on TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter, but you probably will only find it on Twitter and Twitch because we currently don't have any content right now. Possibly starting that back up in January with some other stuff on this channel, and you'll see me pop up in other places as well. Um, and also other projects that are kind of redacted as we speak. I played Nolan Peters, uh, the God of War. We'll see what happens with that. Son of Ares. We'll see what happens with that. Commanding a bunch of people to fight Dracula, and also one young lady who may or may not be the embodiment of the void. We'll see what happens with that. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. There's a lot of we'll see what happens.
I think we love Rachel's voidness. But speaking of let's see what happens, Bodhi, as you came across on this ship, you felt the ever so subtle change within your physiology. Not one that was as drastic as when you had that initial visitation, but something where you can feel that the way that you are being worshipped now at the temple is different than it was before. Like this feels like the beginning of a transition into a demigod. And one of the things that you can do as a demigod is center the divine. As you step onto the island that houses the massive, at this point, 10 floor tower, you are smelling what appears to be some sort of divinity all throughout this tower. And not like divinity as in like the portals that open to divine. There is a divine entity in this tower.
I imagine that since this is a new sensation, that I can't really pick up on like the pantheon that this is coming from, because I just got it on the boat, and and
Yeah.
the only Scions that I know of that were on the boat were Nolan and Rachel, who were both DOA. So that unless this smells like them, just
Yeah.
stronger. I know it's whatever I smell is not TOA. That's about it.
Yeah. It'll take you a while to like get a hang of it. It is not a theory, um, but it is very strong and almost as if it's like painted throughout the tower, or at least on the outsides.
All right.
Last time we met, Nolan, you gave everyone their marching orders. You brought the person working the front desk, got them outside, and told them to go wait on the boat, did you?
Wait under. I think it was like a beam where people, well, not a beam, but like a waiting post for people.
Right.
So near the boat, not actually on the boat, but just somewhere close, just
Okay.
so someone could get to him.
You watch as he walks past that like waiting post directly onto the boat.
Hmm. Are they acting suspicious or
I would say yes. When they came out, they were like very afraid, very concerned, like not really sure what's going on. The power's going out. This is really strange. It's raining. And then as soon as you were like, just wait in the post, like we'll be fine. Like all of that fear seemed to go away. Walked right past it and like went directly on the boat, like walking with a purpose. Like if there was creme brulee in front of me, like that's how I would walk. Like that's how this person is walking.
uh, for a brief moment he just kind of slinks back over towards them. It's almost like something out of like a cartoon where you just see Nolan just back out of the scene and just reappear into the scene near the boat. Huh. You okay there?
Oh yeah, just waiting on the boat, like you said.
Didn't say the way on the boat.
I'm sorry. I'm so afraid I must have misheard you. Could I just wait on the boat? Like it's so rainy outside.
Uh, you just instantly hear Nolan's neck crack. I've been doing this for about a few weeks now. I'm fast forwarding, skipping the dialogue. Just get to the point where you prove that you're a bad guy. We go back and forth. Something kicks off in there.
Me? Oh no, I'm not a bad guy. Should I wait here?
Again, skipping past the dialogue because you're like, yeah, I already know what happens. Uh, and he's just gonna go, okay, this is gonna one of two ways. You tell me the thing you're about to do, and you don't end up fish food, or B, you end up with a bunch of fiery steaks in you, and no one likes that.
I'll just wait by the post and starts walking away from you right to the post.
And he's just gonna look for one of the people waiting on the boat, one of the snipers, and just go, no one jumps on this boat unless they're given authorization.
Got it, boss.
Anyone acts weird, anyone gets near engines, anyone starts calling random people who don't belong here, you take them out.
Got it, boss.
No questions. Maybe one question. Like, if it looks like Susie, who looks like she genuinely might need some help, you don't take her out. But like, if you see Susie and she has like a physics book and she looks like she's doing quantum physics, you might want to take her out immediately. No questions. We'll sort that out later.
Oh, the reference. Oh, I was like, yeah, we got it, boss.
Okay. And as she's walking back in, he takes one look over, like his head snaps over towards the post.
Still there.
Click, click, and just walks forward. Just, eyes still on them, but like it makes sure it's reloaded with like eyes on them.
Okay. So you go inside, like into the door so you can't see the post, right?
Um, my eyes are still on the post as I'm going inside the building.
Okay. Eventually, well, you get inside the building far enough away, um, whether it be like something is in the your eye line, you lose sight of the post, and not 10 seconds later, you hear that sniper shot ring out.
Just get on the walkie. Still walking with a purpose. So, did you get a clean shot or a double tap? What's happening?
Uh, no, he's out. Clean
Okay.
shot.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, he's gonna catch up with Rachel. Rachel, hi.
And you told Rachel to use her scythe, not her sword, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Scythe, no sword. Sword is like in case things really go down and we gotta really need like a nuclear option.
Okay. So she has her scythe out. She's ready. Um, Not as afraid as you would expect. Seems very voided out, emotionally speaking.
Stoicism. I like that. Okay. So, plan is Bodhi and the werewolves are going to be whooping feet and probably suss her out before we do. However, our job is to make sure everyone stays alive, but we take out minions and we take out possible mini bosses. Is how you probably would understand it.
She's like, okay. Also, do you know how this works? And she like shows you the site.
He taps the finger on the scythe.
It doesn't look like a normal site, but it feels, like metal blade, feels like the handle is wood.
Um, he makes sure he's away from a few people, and you just see him take the scythe and spin it around like it's flag twirling.
Fairly light for something this large.
Stops, hands it back to her. I don't know, but I will say let the rhythm move you, but don't let it take over.
Okay. She
Uh,
has +1 enhancement for resisting the flow of the river.
gotcha. Oh, one last thing. Make sure neck, connections to arms, like those places. Don't try to go for like whole torso because you will kind of jam it in there. It's hard to get out.
Okay, okay. You see her like try to take a couple like practice swings. It's a sight. It's a very awkward weapon, but
Tap the center of mass, center of gravity. Yeah, like that. Right.
she's getting the hang of it.
Oh, look at you. She got her first. Okay. Mission. Make sure electricity is on and make sure we're carting enemies towards the center so we can take them all out at once instead of having them roam a bunch.
Right. Werewolf Bodhi. You and
Yes.
your, if I remember correctly, 10 werewolf brethren and sisterin and werewolferin all just like hanging out. You all are hunting down Dracula, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Are you all staying in like one large pack, or are you like fanning out?
We could probably sniff her out. So we're going like right to her. Um, trying to as much of an element of surprise as we can. We're not gonna like run from the dock into the building.
Right.
Um, in case like they're watching, but once they get inside, we're gonna try to move really quick to get to her to
Okay.
prevent any sort of reduce the potential for preparation
Gotcha.
as much as we can at this point, so that she
Right.
like. I mean, I'm sure she knows we're coming, but at this point, she might not be able to figure out our plan.
Right. Um, so with the werewolf, you and the werewolf are able to sniff out that she is likely on the fifth floor. That's where this like scent is the strongest, and you like bolt your way up. And when you get on the fifth floor, it is a gruesome sight. Uh, many this was effectively a hotel at this point. Like many people were living here, working there. There were many staff who just like stayed on the island. It seemed like most of them, I won't even say drained. It looked like she went out of her way to just like leave evidence of like everyone on this floor. And likely the sixth and fourth floor are here and are dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not good. Um, we're not going to save any of these folks at this point, but with the innate power from the death purview, I can communicate with the dead. So, is there anybody still lingering around in the as we're passing by, who has not, who is no longer, who has shed their mortal coil, but has not yet passed on to the next
Not
world?
as many as you would expect. The vast majority are, it seemed like she went out of her way to like keep alive. Um, the others, it seemed like she just destroyed their soul. There are three kind of like scattered around who are like dead, who still have their soul, and so they're still kind of like in this liminal space of going to pass on, but have not done so just yet.
Okay. Um, can I get a quick chat with one?
Yep. There is a woman, kind of like right at the top of the stairs.
So, what happened here? I mean, I can see something very bad happened. Was it just Yuri, or did she have help?
No, it was just her. She's a quick one, eh? I
Yeah,
thought we could get her, but
yeah. You know, not everybody seems to. So there's people here who still haven't, who still might have a chance, or do you think they're goners?
for humans, no. But considering how tall and wolf-like you are, I'm assuming you're not human, and so there might be something you can do.
Really, what kind of thing do you think I could do?
Um, I don't understand what you like gods do, but I do know that there's a few who they're still moving, they're still reaching out. Apparently, she likes to torture people.
Well, that is very unkind of her. So there are some that maybe seem to be alive and just not exactly dying, just in extreme pain from torture, or are these folks that are
No, they're dying, but like it seems like, especially considered how dead other people are, it seems like she went out of her way not to finish them off.
Can I get a quick smell out of them?
They smell shockingly a lot like Yuri, particularly the dead parts of Yuri.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So, since at the end of the last session, um, Bodhi became a demigod.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right. Okay. Um, and I just want to look over a couple things here because I have a possible idea. I'm not sure if it'll work, but so I gain two additional boons, but I don't necessarily gain a purview along with that. It's just two additional boons that I get, right?
Right.
And then with Demigod, um, the birthrights become more powerful, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that means, in theoretically, if the birthrights that I have are gain more powerful, then one of my birthrights could add a purview. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I would think that this would be appropriate for no self relic. It would now gain additional purview of health. Does that seem reasonable?
Makes sense.
And then since I got two dots and boons, and Dominion boons are two dots worth or two worth two boons, Dominion boon for health.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Um, these not quite yet vampires dying people are still considered trivial targets. Is that
Yes.
fair to say?
They will not become non-trivial until the transformation has been completed.
Okay. Casual miracle from the Dominion boon for health is purge all health problems from a trivial target you touch.
Ooh.
I want to touch one of them and see what happens when I purge all health problems from them.
Oh, health problems. Yeah, no. And so you see someone and you walk over to them and they look up to you terrified because you still are, massive werewolf. And you reach down and touch them. Their labored breathing stops. Their injuries like close up. Like you can tell just as you're like infusing this like health energy into them, they are, while extremely exhausted, um, healthy and in no longer likely to or no longer going to turn into a vampire.
Okay. Um, and how exactly do casual miracles work? I can like just there's no rule. I just go and do them because I'm that basically, or do I? Is there legend spending involved or?
I think if I remember correctly, casual milkers are like literally just like because you just exude this energy, you just do it. There might be a thing where like it adds to the what's that pool that I love so much, that name I can't remember.
Collateral pull?
It might do that, but in general, you just do it because.
All right. Then yeah, I'm gonna anybody in on the way that is still alive that is I'm gonna uh, see how many of them I can bring back from the brink of dead.
You can do all. It'll just take like 10, 15 minutes of you like reaching out and just getting because it was that many bodies.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna have the werewolf guard me while I do it. Yeah,
Okay. So
because
you'll spend the next.
she probably was, I'll have one that's kind of like keeping point on her,
Mhm.
on her, so that if she moves up ahead, we get a warning.
Okay. After about 8 minutes, that werewolf uh nudges you and says, "Sixth floor."
This is another floor of these fuckers. All right. Um, all right, let's go. We probably put a decent dent into her plan already. Let's go and stop her from being able to create any more.
Okay. So you're able to save about half of the people, but to make sure she doesn't go continue this, you jump up to the sixth floor.
And I'm gonna send one down to spread the word because I don't know if Bodhi or any of the werewolves brought walkies, so that they just can communicate that um, people who look like they're dying may be vampires in the making. So
Okay. Nolan, as you're like watching your protege do her best with a very awkward weapon. Like, it's not how it seems in the TV shows. Like, it is big but like she's trying her best. A werewolf comes down and lets you know, uh, just because they're dead, don't mean they're dead. They could be undead.
Hmm. Okay. Got it. Wait, what am I supposed to? You know what? And he's just gonna go. Oh wait. Um. You see him just kind of fiddle with it, but he rips out like an earring. Uh. Kind of holds the earlobe just so it like starts to clot because like ow 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 ow. Did not mean to rip that. Did not mean to rip that. Okay. Uh. Pierces the werewolf's ear. All right. You can communicate with us through this.
You're like, all right. And the werewolf will return to the top floor. As the werewolf goes, you hear a second sniper rifle shot ring out from the boat.
Clicks on the thing. How many people are trying to get on the boat?
Same one.
Same one didn't go down.
I've dropped many people. He was down. He just got up.
Hey, can you give me eyes on the area? See anyone else watching?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm just gonna try to get as much information as you can. I don't see anyone. I see people on the top three floors like moving around.
Top three floors moving around?
Yeah.
Are they looking out or just moving?
They look like they're like running from space to space.
He's just gonna hit up Bodhi. Hey, top three floors. We're hitting up the werewolf. Going to Bodhi. Top three floors. People running around. I think that's where the target is.
how many floors is the tower currently? Is it
10.
10 floors? Um, do we have signs on her, sights on her on the sixth floor, or just a smell at this point?
Right now, you smell her on the sixth floor.
All right. Pretty sure we got her on the sixth floor. I'm not sure what's going on the top 8, 9, and 10.
I'm getting to power, turning that back on, and trying to get to
She's been
maybe control center.
she's been slaughtering folks on. She slaughtered a whole bunch of folks on the fifth floor, probably on the fourth floor is too, and we're seeing some bodies here on the sixth floor. So she just might be working her way up, and those might be people trying to get away.
Um, I think she might also have some spawns out and about.
That also, we have some. They didn't quite hatch yet, but they she set them up to get ready to go. Um, I'm not sure exactly how that all works. Cured a couple of them, but yeah, not sure about the rest.
And he's gonna keep running towards anywhere that's like a control center or power station.
Okay. So you run and Rachel would know where this is because she was uh close to like helping her with this project. She takes you to the electrical room. You open the door and there are three people just like huddled up in there. They're like, "You're not, you're not her."
No, I'm him.
Are you here to let us go?
I mean, yeah. Are you a vampire?
No.
Can you turn the power back on for me, buddy? Since you're sitting there.
If you tell us what to hit, we can.
Rachel, what do they hit? You know this more than I do.
She's she's like, I I don't know. I just know where the power room is. I assume that as she points at like the massive like fuse box, one of those things, or maybe all of them.
Click on the fuse box. Yeah, this
One of them
should
gets up and like
be
just like clicks randomly and lights start like turning on.
wonderful. Do they look undead or they just look like scared people?
They look like scared people. Admittedly, so did the guy who like just got shot in the head and got up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not like that at all. Okay. So I am going to do this. All right. You see that closet over there?
Yes.
Just hide in there. Just hide in there. Just stay there. You'll be fine.
Okay. And they'll like go to the closet.
Yeah. As soon as they go inside the closet, he puts a chair in front of it, kind of just jams the chair.
Hmm.
Yeah, you'll be fine in there. There's enough air. We'll come back and get you in about 45 to 50 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
At this
Okay.
point,
Rachel.
because you sent multiple groups to like just scout the entirety of the place, right? Right?
Yeah. Scout, but not confront.
Okay. So the group on the seventh floor message you and they're like, "Hey boss, we got a problem.
Of course, what's the problem?
The boys are feeling an imminent dread, is what they said.
Move away from the floor.
All right.
Go down.
Um, so after about like 10 seconds, yeah, boss, they don't want to go downstairs.
Dread is downstairs. How does it feel going upstairs?
Give me a sec. 10 seconds later, yeah, upstairs is fine. We'll keep searching, but like something's happening downstairs on the sixth floor.
Sixth floor. Okay. He's gonna communicate right back to Bodhi, werewolf buddy. Hey, sixth floor. Seems like something big is there. I don't know what's happened on the top floors, but people seem to want to move up, not down, towards there. But however, I got lights up.
Okay. Sixth floor is pretty much. Is it pretty much like looking like the fifth floor, or is it
Uh, Sixth floor is completely clean.
okay? Um, all of that havoc that she did on the fifth floor, and there's no blood trail.
Mm-mm.
Just yep. Yeah, we're pretty sure she's here. We're gonna just need to sniff her out. Um, all right.
Uh, her scent is strongest in a room like 100 feet down.
Okay. Um, we weren't here when there was a sixth floor last time, right? It was still
No.
like five floors.
Yeah.
Is the layout of the sixth floor like the fifth floor? That I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give a general position of kind of where we are from what I can remember of the stairwells and the elevator, and what I can guess her approximate location is,
Hmm.
and maybe just pass along in the event that she tries to move to a she eventually tries to move to another floor
Right.
to have these particular stairwells that she might have quick access to would as places that should be more secured than the others.
All right. Know when you get this information, and you can direct your peoples as need be.
Okay. Team Alpha, Gamma, and Delta, you're on stair duty. If she tries to come up those stairs, you destroy them instantly. Doesn't matter if she has a crowd with her, you destroy them.
Roger that, boss.
Sigma Squad, tell me something. What is happening with our friend? Is he getting back up after another headshot?
Yeah, about that. We lost him.
You watch Nolan throw off the jacket, take out the guns, uh, make sure all the lights in the building are on.
Yep, seems like everything is on or can be turned on. Power does seem to be fully restored.
Um, Rachel, where is an intercom or anywhere I can get like noise?
The front desk, and she like takes you there and uses her login and brings you into the intercom system.
Great, thank you for that. His
um,
eyes go.
is any of this coming over the radio by any chance?
Yes,
This is a hotel. There's probably got to be security cameras, right? That
should be at the
Rachel would
front
have
desk, right?
access to from the front desk.
Yep.
Okay. Can you have Rachel just get into the security system and see potentially spot out any other threats or targets that the cameras might pick up?
You got that, Rachel?
Yeah, she jumps on. Um, Knowing that there is something happening on the sixth floor, she goes straight to the sixth floor, goes through multiple rooms, gets to the kitchen, and she says, there seems to be a meat gargoyle just kind of hanging out there.
Meat gargoyle.
Like it looks like the shape of a gargoyle, but it's made of like chicken wings and T-bones, and
Is is the kitchen in the area where we're heading?
it's about 100 feet down.
Okay. Well, that's certainly going to be interesting. Let's see what we can find out.
Uh, Rachel, while they're getting meat gargoyle, can you show me the top three floors?
Yeah. Um, Goes to floor 7 or floor 8. There are a few people like it looks like they're like hiding and like trying to make their way to the stairwell. Uh, Floor 9 has a lot of people just like kind of hiding out in rooms, hiding out underneath like tables in the cafe. Floor 10, the glass dome, um, seems to have people like not really aware of what's going on downstairs. They're just having a party, loud music, lights, just kind of dancing about.
Hey, Bodie, top floors. There's a party happening.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, unless she's at the party, or unless we have any information to, like, this is about to be that party is about to turn into the opening credits of Blade. Um, Let them party, I guess. If they don't know what's going
normal,
on,
normal party, or is this like a ritual? We're summoning like a great big god sort of party.
Rachel couldn't tell you. You would need to roll an occult
I'll
intelligence,
go ahead and make that roll.
intellect roll. Yeah.
Can I add field work to this?
Yes.
three, four.
Or, um, in general, when there's a party, not everyone has rhythm. This party, everyone is moving to the same exact rhythm. So there is something wonky happening.
Bodhi, I think you're right on the money about the whole Blade opening scene of Blade.
Fuckers. Um. All right. Let me take care of this meat golem thing that is apparently in the kitchen. I hope if and the werewolves are hungry, if it's just a golem of meat, they could probably just eat the bones and stuff. Um, and then we'll crash the party, I guess. I mean, otherwise, if you want to just disrupt it just to make chaos, you could probably load it up through explosives, put it in the elevator, and when the elevator door opens, have it go off. If you got someone to wire something up like that, if you think they're like summoning something, that would probably fuck them up, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. We got that. We got a man that he seems to not be able to be killed and just seems to want to fuck with the boat. And we have our Dracula. So there seems to be like four things moving about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're in some hypnotic trance, then they're still in some hypnotic trance until they break out of the trance. We're fine there, right? If they're summoning something, then we want to fuck them up so that they can't summon it. Um, if they just are a bunch of vampires who are waiting for the word to get go and they don't get the word, they just dance until, I don't know, something happens. Um, unless you want to send a squad up there to handle them, unless you want to send my guys out to try to hunt down this guy who got shot in the head and didn't go down because might be a vampire. So we got my guys with the bows that can just riddle them through with arrows, and one of them will pierce.
Mm.
Um,
I should, you know what? You focus on Meat Monster Guy. I think I got the other part two,
all right.
other two parts.
So have we made our way to the kitchen yet?
Yep. You open the door, and there is Yuri petting this very gothic shaped golem of just like pure kitchen meats.
I suppose I should be grateful that you're using kitchen meat and not human bones. So I guess
I
that's a
would ne
small win.
I would never waste my food like that, except for when I'm bored. I
I
didn't
don't.
think you'd make so many friends.
I have no clue if you're talking about the your walking meat boyfriend over here, or you're talking about the people that you left on the fifth floor.
I did kill some people, didn't I? And it
Yeah,
seemed like you saved them. Well, some of them.
some of them. Yeah. So this is like the. Is this the point where the villain monologues about their great plans and what they're looking to do and how they're going to take over Atusa and then the rest of the world? Is this are we at that point of the movie yet?
I mean, I wasn't planning on it, but I could come up with a monologue if you want me to. And she goes, My great plan is to be left alone.
How is that? Wait, to be left alone, you came here, fucked shit up, started trying to get. First, you tried killing Rachel. Then, when that didn't happen, you started making Blaine shapeshift into Rachel and kill folks, taking out company rivals of Doug's, among probably others. How's that? That's being left alone.
First of all, I didn't show up here. Doug reached out to me.
If you wanted to be
Or I
left
guess
alone, you just didn't have to answer the phone.
I'm not a perfect avatar. Yeah, I get bored, and honestly, yeah, it's lonely sometimes. So I decided to have a little fun. Should I be penalized for having fun?
You know, when I have fun, people don't get hurt and die. So
Tomato,
yeah.
tomato.
Well, no, yeah, no, yeah. If that's your idea of fun, is to cause harm and sow chaos in the world, increase the suffering of the people who are just trying to live their daily day lives. Yeah, that sounds like things that are problems that should be dealt with.
See, that's so short-sighted. You see me as causing strife. I see myself as the ultimate healer. For instance, those people who you did not save, because I have been monologuing now, they're not going to die. And if you don't believe me, just have your friends turn around.
The werewolves. Uh, is she referring to the werewolves that are with me now, or to because they like? Are you saying they didn't, or just
The
for?
the humans who you did not remove the vampiric curse from, they are now the lowliest of the lowly vampire pawns, essentially zombies.
Okay, are they? But are when she says turn around, is she trying to get my werewolves to turn around, or is she
Yeah,
saying that I'm just gonna nod to one of them to
turns
look?
around, and there are about 40-ish zombies, for lack of a better word, slowly shambling to you all. And they're just saying, help us.
Well, help is on the way in a matter of speaking, and he's gonna just turn. Those people were just living their lives. Why did you think it's fun to just upheave what they have wanted to do with their lives? Their goals, their dreams, their families mean nothing to you. It's for your entertainment.
Yeah. See, we're finally on. I knew we could like come to an understanding if we just kept talking.
Okay then. So yeah, no, this is your kind of fun hurts people and ruins lives. It spreads suffering in a world that there's already too much suffering. So this needs to end.
Here I thought we could be friends. Oh well. Go get him, Stevie. As she like pats the meat gargoyle on the ass and it just roars.
We'll just kind of point to the meat gargoyle as half the werewolves just go and just picking off run by picking off pieces one by one
Okay,
of
so
this
then
body.
when we come back, I'm gonna have you roll for that because it's going to pick up one of those like the only thing I can think like a cafeteria table, and it's just gonna start swatting. So we'll have a roll, but we're gonna turn back to Nolan for a sec. Um, you and Rachel are down there just like click click clacking through the what is it, the security footage. You see werewolves, meat golem just kind of like engaged in some sort of fight. You hear lots of sniper shots being fired left and right, like too rapid for what snipers usually do. They set up, they get their good shot, and they shoot. This is almost like an automatic where they're just like shooting, shooting, shooting.
Um, I'm just gonna go. Okay, I'm going out front. Rachel. Hmm. Rachel, is there a secret elevator exit entrance somewhere to go upstairs very quickly without being noticed? Doug, come up with anything?
Doug would have a secret elevator. Yeah. So she takes you into the basement. Oh, there is a secret elevator. It is broken because when you go to the basement, it is just destroyed, which is why you could not use the uh ability to teleport to bathhouses.
That makes sense now. Hmm. Okay, two separate jobs. You throws a cell phone to her.
Hmm.
He does a thing. You see this number?
Hmm.
This is my mother's number. You're gonna call that number, hit it on the intercom, and you're gonna say the following thing. Nolan is going out with a bunch of floozy guys, and he doesn't plan on getting married or having any kids. And let her go ham and just fuck up all the intercoms as loudly as possible,
You're
especially
gonna
on
have
that
to
top floor.
roll a persuasion for that. Like I need two successes at least because Rachel's met your mom, so she's like, I don't want to do that. That's a bad idea.
Uh, I am going to also use the signet ring because this is an emergency.
Yeah, that's fair.
So let me just do that. 8 for that first one.
Just one.
The first one is 8, and then 4 for the other one.
You do have momentum.
I'm going to use 2 momentum for this. He's just going to go. The fate of the world is in your hands, and also my mother is probably going to reward you for that information. You will now become her favorite child. Apparently.
Okay, so that's safety. Okay, that'll give you one enhancement, which will give you the two successes you need. So she will do it. So she calls and starts talking, and you start making your way outside. Was it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go confront that thing that they keep rapid firing at because that just seems
When
like
you
a
go
heavy
to the
duty thing.
front door, there is an intense feeling of dread, like your heart is being crushed in a vice. I'm going to need a an integrity resolve roll to get out. You need four successes to succeed. Uh, on a failure, you have plus two complications for doing everything. Um, and if you don't bite off, you just take damage as like your will is literally poisoning you. One of the things demigods can do, create incantations that set things into effect.
One, two, just two, unfortunately.
Um, so you can leave now, but you are like under the effect of this this dread that has enveloped your heart. Um, every time you leave and you're unable to buy, anytime you do anything that requires a roll and you're unable to buy off that complication, your heart will crush just a little bit more.
Fucking hate other magicians. He's gonna hold up the necklace and try to siphon whatever this is happening towards him.
Into the necklace. Interesting. Yeah, no, you will be able to do that. Were you to succeed, you would need to go on a journey to cleanse the necklace because this is an incantation casted by a fairly decently strong avatar of a god.
Yep, yep. That's what we're dealing with. I will figure that one out later.
Okay. You are successfully able to siphon off this dread, and you look at your necklace, and looking at your necklace now reminds you of that dread. So you can keep it on your person, but you can't make eye contact with it.
This is worse than Rachel. Is this worse than Rachel? I don't know. This
Different. With Rachel, there was just this like nothingness. Like if you like go into the like outside of where our universe has expanded, this just like absolute nothingness. Whereas this is like, oh, this is what death feels like. I fucking forgot.
Oh, great. I hate it here.
But like I said, you're free to like walk around. So you go outside and you see everyone on the boat just like firing into the sky wildly.
He's just gonna look up at the sky.
Looks like a swarm of bats.
It's just fire one intense shot towards it with Loverboy.
You catch a few, they drop onto the boat.
Listen, I know you want to get on the boat real bad, but you got to pay a fine. All right? This is getting annoying.
It's like you get that message. Hey boss, if you have like a anti-bat tactile missile or something that you've been hiding from us, now would be the time.
No, I just got this, and he just starts taking out a flashlight, just start flashing the high beams at it. Fuck off.
Bats start to like leave, except for one bat that's just circling.
Will you go home already? Okay, like enough. You're not getting on the boat. You got to pay a fine like everyone else. Go. I'm not trying to harm animals because Bodhi would get upset and sad, and I don't want to make Bodhi sad. So, fuck off.
Does not seem to be dissuading this bat. At least you've like cleared out the summer bat, so like your boys can focus on one admittedly tiny dark target against the nice guy, but it's better than like the 50 or so that was there.
Hands them the flashlight. You take this. Just start lightsabering bats. You're not gonna actually hit the bat, but you should blind them.
Eh, and they're trying to like, with your help, I will say they will be able to keep the bat from coming onto the boat, although that will be their like whole job, was keeping this thing away from.
Does it look like a regular bat, or is it like mystic bat?
Uh, you get the feeling this is Mystic Bat. Like it looks like a bat, but it might just be because like vampires transform into bats, and this one might have gotten like a little more power than these zombies that Bodhi Lee are facing.
Hmm. Gonna nick himself and move towards the building.
Interesting. You are a new bat, and you of the four dice that you were allowed to roll, three of them were ones. So it is going to smell that and immediately start like dive bombing you.
Yep.
But I'm assuming because it botched, it's just gonna keep missing. Like it's gonna try its hardest.
I'm gonna try to lead it towards something, and then I am going to kind of like slam myself in a doorway onto it and just hold it right there.
Like in a room.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Easily done. You get into like a little closet right at the entrance, catch it in there, and then you just hear this like, "Hello, I'm ready to wait at the post now.
Wait, say that again?
I'm ready to wait at the post now."
Oh, from the doorway. That's right
Yeah.
here. He's gonna put the gun towards the door. Ah, why didn't you do it the first time?
I don't know. I just had an urge.
It's gonna launch a fire round.
You hear the body collapse.
I'm
30
gonna
seconds
double tap.
later, you hear movement.
Okay. Um, gonna click on the earpiece to Bodie. Hey, Bodie. No, you're busy, but hey, the vampires. It's gonna take more than just a few big even headshots. I think it's gonna take a lot of damaging these guys. They don't actually go down like the other ones.
Um, between the nuns and the monks, there should be plenty of arrows to see about putting that through the heart.
He's gonna attempt to fire one into the heart.
You hear that 30 seconds later, slowly gets up.
I don't think the heart thing is working.
All right. Um, chop a head off because, except for hydras, most things stop moving when you take their heads off.
Your head a meat monster thing. I will try to figure out how to kill these things a lot quicker.
Speaking of which, Bodhi,
Gods be with you.
If you would, roll me a check for your werewolf companions as they're attacking this meat monster to see how much damage they can do while simultaneously avoiding the like not cafe, the cafeteria style table
All
that is
right.
just being like swung.
I don't actually have a dot rating for these guys yet.
Right. I forgot
Yeah.
to. It was like I have no clue how much you rolled last week. I apologize. Let's say two.
Two dots.
Two dots, and then you can add your, we'll say might.
Two dots plus my might. What's my might? I haven't looked at that in a while. Do I get an epic strength bonus
If
from
you
being
are
in the
engaging
tower?
in the battle, yes. If not, then no.
I okay, yeah, I'm not fighting the meat monster. My eyes
Okay.
are set on Yuri. Two successes.
Two successes. Right. Okay, and so you're able to like strip away the left hand. Or I guess the werewolves are as they're just like ripping pieces off. Uh it rolled. three successes on the werewolves. And so like even as it's being weared away, like it is knocking these werewolves into the walls. Like it is very well constructed, this meat monster. And you see the largest grin on Yuri's face as she watches these werewolves just be tossed around, even as her creation is slowly being whittled down to a pile of chicken wings.
You seem to be enjoying this.
Aren't you? Isn't that why you brought all these like innocent werewolves here so they can meet their demise?
No, I brought these valiant soldiers who see the need to do what's right for the rest of the fellow citizens of the world to put themselves at risk. You could just, if this is fun for you, why don't you just make another meat golem for this and have them fight each other? Like, why can't, like,
It's it's not the same. Like for it to be fun for me, there needs to be real pain. For example, those zombies walking your way, they're still conscious. So you will have to decide whether to fight them or let them fight you. Real pain will happen, and I will be happy.
this is like, so the kitchen has doors, right?
Yeah,
All right. I'm just going to go shut the doors to the
yeah, they're
kitchen.
very slow and also very weak. Like if you shut the
Yeah.
door, they can't do anything.
um, so the zombies can't get in.
Nah.
Yeah. For good measure, he'll just take a. Are the doors shut inward or outward?
Inward.
Either way, he's gonna take a like a I don't know spatula
And just kind of like,
and just kind of take it and just twist it around the spatula so that
right,
it forms a kind of crude latch to keep the
right.
door closed. Um,
So like
and
two
then
seconds or 2 minutes later, you hear like entities pushing against the door, but unable to just like open it.
all right, I'm gonna walk over. Um, it's a fully stocked kitchen, right?
Yeah.
This is a luxury place, right?
Yes.
So they probably have some things that your normal kitchen might not normally have. That would make fancy, like alcohol that would like burn and
Yep.
okay. He's gonna get some of that. With him, and he's gonna grab like he's gonna find a bag of like flour and breading,
Hmm.
and then just like toss that on the golem, and then take um, the flammable liquid and spray it at the golem, and then just kind of flick a match at him to cook the meat monster.
I will say with that, the golem would lose its ability to move and would be tastier to the werewolves,
Yeah, give him a little extra drive, and then turn back to Yuri.
who is like, who is cackling something like fierce. Like she is having the best time.
So, you just like to put your puppets in motion and watch as the destruction happens.
Well, it's not the only thing I like, but yes, it is one of my favorites.
You don't ever keep in touch with any of the ones that you have harmed, do you?
The interesting ones, yes, but you know, it's so hard to find interesting puppets these days.
Uh, Until the werewolves are done with the meat golem,
Hmm.
he is going to pull out admonishment,
Right.
and just preach and chastise her, um, so that she, um, cannot, as long as they listen non-violently, I will continue this lecture about how wrong it is for what she's doing in the world and how she is aiding to the, um, depredation and the depravement and the, creating in the hindrances of what is happening in the world, defiling those that she comes in touch with, and
And she
how that goes against just all things good, right, and what makes this world the place that it could be.
she'll listen, like she'll mock and be like, "Mm." But like through the power of management, she will listen to everything you say.
He's going to keep kind of slowly walking towards her. Is she standing her ground, or?
Yep.
All right. How the werewolves doing with the meat monster?
It would take them about like 5 minutes to just kind of wrap up. Now they're just like kind of like licking the floor, getting a little bit of grease that is or was there.
Okay. So now that they're done and they're probably circling around, and we have now surrounded her,
Hmm.
he is going to kind of change, not so much change the tone, he's still going to be admonishing her. Um, he's going to make it very clear that it ends tonight. It can be ended on her own volition, and she can start on the a path to making things better, um, or she can just not leave here.
I feel like the arrogance that she would experience, like, I mean, I feel like things are great right now. Why would I change anything?
Because what you've done is just created a prison of your own wrongs within yourself, and you've trapped yourself in your own mind that you can't see the elephant in the room is you.
So wait, did you say specifically you have the words trapped and prison?
I did, yes.
Yes. We'll come right back to you. Nolan.
Yes.
So you've kind of just like you realize that like this is like this babby vampire doesn't fully understand his power yet, but at the very least he's got this like not dying thing down pat. Like he is not dying very easily. But he also like if you like lock him in, he can't get out.
That basically that's what I kind of have got it rigged. Like the
Yeah.
door is pinned up to him. I've even kind of like warped the door and the bar just a bit so like it bends, so it's going to be even harder for him just to like let himself out.
Yeah, he's stuck there.
Okay. All right. You, buddy, just stay there. I mean it. Yeah, that's a command now. You stay there. You don't move. You don't get blood. If you behave, maybe you might get blood. You might go to a temple to control your hunger with another vampire.
It's just gonna be a sea of vampires for vegan. You just hear like a small voice say, Okay.
Hmm. Just gonna walk out of there, just like that. Okay, that's great. All right, cool, cool. Um, he's gonna take the phone for Rachel because he already knows. Like,
Mhm.
yes, yes, nope, I know what's happening. Don't worry about it. Gonna plug it up to the security system. Plug it up to the intercom.
Yep.
He's gonna play that for um those all those floors, and he's just gonna make sure it amplifies. All right, everyone, please, I do apologize for what's about to happen. It is not my fault. And he is going to release Hornet's Nest.
Ooh. What does Hornet's Nest do?
Hornet's Nest. I'm gonna imbue a legend. Um, for one, see multiple characters. They create a riot. They panic. The frenzy. They are loud and disruptive. I'm disrupting whatever the party's happening there. The party's dying.
Okay. So not like 10 seconds after that, you get like a beep beep from the boys on the boat being like, boss, the 10th floor is not as happy as it once was. Things are happening. What should we do?
Oh no! Tell the boys to focus their energy on um any vampires that are coming in and out. Just tell them to go ahead and blast them and keep blasting them. They don't go down easily.
Got it,
Zombies
boss.
too. Oh, and he makes sure like raises that volume all the way up, so like possibly everyone else is probably hearing what is being yelled at over the phone upstairs.
Hmm.
He's just gonna go either they stay there and have all their mental facilities just gone and in chaos, or they're just gonna run away.
Uh, After a few minutes, a few people have started going down the steps, but like most people are just like in panic up on the 10th floor.
Bodhi, I don't think the little dance party ritual thing is happening.
Speaking of which, Bodhi, since you've seen her, she has been, if you had to pick an emotion, you would say like joyous. Like there has been a sick and twisted joy, but a joy nonetheless. As you've been there, as you demolished her meat golem, as you like circled her with werewolves, the one thing you know can kill her, and there has just been this like joy in her body. That is until you insinuated that she is imprisoned, to which the joy immediately leaves. And she says to you, "What do you know about a prison?"
Hello, my name is Michael. I'm a composer,
I know
voice
that
actor,
you
writer,
have
whatnot. I run
created one for
Thursdays
yourself
Play Continuum Anima game every other
that
Thursday
you will
at 12 noon Eastern,
not be able to escape.
and also am a streamer.
You have, in your attempts to find joy for yourself, you have imprisoned others willy nilly with no regard for what they've done, for what you have done, and what you have turned their life into.
You know nothing of prisons. But maybe it's time I show you what a true prison really is.
Does she just say that, or does she actually take an action?
I'm assuming you're still doing what was
Yeah,
the,
yeah, no, this is still part of, yeah, this is all still part of the,
and does that stop her from taking actions, or does that just like give her a complication?
if, so what that does is if she attempts, I can make a reflexive action to essentially, to counteract whatever she's doing, either social or an attack. And if I succeed, her if it has to be a violent action, but if that she's doing, um, that a violent action immediately fails in addition to the regular consequences of your action.
Right.
So if
Um,
what she's doing would be considered a violent action,
yes.
it's not that
She,
she has a complication, it's that I have a way, essentially, I have an interrupt that if I succeed, interrupts whatever the fuck she was doing. She was
gotcha.
supposed to do.
Um, she is would be very pissed based on what you said, so there will not be time for her to do any like slick moves. She is just going to attempt to go straight for your heart, and so that would in fact be a violent action.
Okay.
Let's have you.
So I'm thinking this would be a. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a. Um, essentially a counterattack.
Okay.
I'll. If she's coming right at me,
Yeah, like no like sneak, just straight for your heart.
she's coming. All right, yeah. I'm just going to, with my lovely werewolf claws, just kind of rip right into her as she's coming in.
Right? Roll to counter.
Okay. And the werewolf claw thing that I have gives me
I
a
think we said +2 last week.
+2 on top of the natural weapons from the monster form? Or
Yep.
okay.
As a additional relic on top of something you already have.
Okay, so let me just reroll these tens. Alright, that is one more success, so that is 4 plus the 3 enhancements. And let me just look at my sheet real quick. We wouldn't be able to say that this would be considered a breaking a large object by any chance, would we?
No.
No. Okay. Um. So that's 7 with the
7.
enhancements. So it's
All
not.
right.
If that succeeds, that essentially causes her action to fail, um, as well as the success for my action.
All right. So as she goes straight for your heart, you instinctively react, slashing up and removing the arm that you had just removed a few hours ago, with the werewolf claws. I think this is time for an initiative. Like, I think that the time for the talkings is done. By the way, Nolan, as you're kind of like talking to the vampire, you hear Rachel say, Nolan, the 10th floor isn't panicking anymore.
He's gonna look at the camera.
They are walking. Actually, no. At this point, they're running down the steps, but like very organized running, as if someone has called them.
Floor 10. Below up the stairway. Both stairways going to the 10th floor.
30 seconds later, you hear that like rumble.
Move from 9th floor to 8th floor. Below up 9th floor stairs.
All right, they can do that too. What was the initiative over there, Bodhi?
I didn't roll because I always forget what initiative it's.
Cutting in your best combat stat.
Cunning and my best combat stack. Okay.
Actually, consider the time. Yeah, let's take us a break now, come back, and then get into into the combats.
Okay. Um, just for the record, that's a 6 on initiative.
Okay, so then Bodhi and the werewolves will be going first in this combat. Stairs are being blown up. Poor baby vampires are being trapped into closets. We will see y'all soon. welcome back. We are finally here at the Battle de Dracula. We have cut off her reinforcements. We have got her out of her joy that allowed her to be very creative. She is now here for one thing and one thing only, and that's the throwing of hands. Ancient throwing of hands. Dracula likely has some training from back in the year two, maybe year five. I don't know when Dracula started. But we're about to
Hand,
find out.
hand, hand. She only has one
True,
now.
yes, she has lost one hand, so she can only throw a hand. Who knows how that has affected her training? We shall see. When we left, Bodhi, you rolled a six for your initiative. Therefore, you and the werewolves go first. What would you like to do?
I am going to give her a nice big clawed bear hug.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so essentially, the goal here is to establish a grapple first and foremost,
Okay.
and what I just confirm something real quick here to make sure I'm getting this right. I'm going to spend a legend to become manifest.
Ooh.
Um, which is going to give me two extra arms to hold her down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, with my many arms.
All right. Roll me like an athletics might
Oh,
or close combat might, whichever you prefer.
I'll go with athletics might. And then, so I get plus two enhancement to fatal actions that will benefit from leverage, which is what the many harms are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to check my monster form that I'm still in. What did I put for the enhancements for that? Wrote it down somewhere here. I didn't write it down somewhere here. Yeah, I don't know what the. Oh, that gives the claws piercing tag. So
Right.
it's not necessarily unless she when she struggles that might help. Okay. But I'm also going to be kind of holding her up in the air so that she can't try to use leverage. So do I get a plus one skill for the epic strength for lifting heavy things?
I don't think she counts as heavy.
Okay, it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the enhancements for, do I get any enhancements for the fact that she's down an arm?
For this, no, but that's only because as you're like grappling her, she's not resisting at all.
Okay. Then yeah.
Yeah.
The goal is. So I got 5 successes. Can
Yep.
I grab and kind of just turn her so I'm like bear hugging her from behind?
5 successes, yeah.
Okay. And to kind of ensure the things are in, can I dig my claws in so that if
Mhm.
she attempts to struggle to get out, she needs to. It's going to cause my claws to drag across her body.
Yep.
Okay. They're not actually going to do damage.
Right. It's just like a precautionary, like if you move.
Yeah, the goal here is to hold her in place so that she can't. Get so we got the established the grapple, got her turned around. Do I have, are there any successes left over or?
With the grappling, the turning her around, and the placing the claws, I would say no.
Okay. Then yeah. Then I'm going to pass to a werewolf who is going to take a bite out of this emote grappled vampire.
All right. Because they are a like one group, I'll just have you roll for them together.
Okay. So what roll would that be?
We'll do the same thing. The +2 for the group, plus your might.
That's my mind. All right. And then as werewolves, do they get enhancement from for biting at all?
They don't get enhancement. They're just actually able to do damage because they're werewolves.
Okay. So that is going to be there. So no enhancement means 3 successes.
Okay, so they're biting, but they're having a hard time like digging in.
Okay. I believe that would now make it her move. They're all acting at once.
Yes. She is going to turn her head like an owl, and you can hear like snapping. As she twists her head 180 degrees around and just whispers, "It's a bad move to get this close to a vampire." She's going to try to drain you with her head that's literally twisted almost off her body right now.
Okay. Just remember she has a +2 complication that if not bought off means she catches on fire from burnt
Yes.
presence.
She does not seem to be as affected by the fire as one would expect,
Okay.
but she only got 5 successes on her attack.
All right. Do I need to roll a defense on this or?
I mean, if you can roll a not a full defense, but a defensive roll to like just kind of move her out the way to like not get bitten.
So as she starts, I mean, imagine as she starts turning her head neck around to kind of come into bite,
Mhm.
I could press my like forehead into her so that as she
Right,
starts coming around, she gets a forehead here and has to push against that.
right.
So would that count for a defensive action?
Yeah, because you're just like, because she's not moving any part of her lower body, it's just the head. So if you can neutralize that, she won't be able to get those like jaws in.
Okay. Well, I know that's a failure. I got no successes there. So
Oh, uh, so Nolan, you're watching as a six-armed werewolf is kind of hugging himself right now. You can't see a vampire on the screen, but you watch as a large chunk of his neck is just removed and blood starts like seeping in. Bodhi, you take uh 2 dots of damage. I'm pretty sure at this point it's only bruised. Uh, but you do notice that her arm begins to regenerate as she is draining your blood.
well, that's not fun.
It's not fully regenerate. Like right now, it's like at the elbow, but like it is regenerating quickly as she is siphoning your energy. Uh, you're also sapped, which means you cannot heal.
Interesting. That's an okay.
At the top of top of the turn, she's going to give it to you.
That is awfully kind of her.
By the way, her jaws are still in your neck right now.
So I still have like one arm in her in the grapple.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna take the other arm up and just tear at her face to pull me off. Like dig
Okay.
claws in and just rip.
She-
If she hadn't already turned around her neck around backwards, this would be like a neck break, neck snap type of move. But I
Right, but now it's
imagine,
just like a realignment of the neck.
yeah, this is more like just a chiropractor just being like, um, but the claws in the face might like to dig in, rip out, and try to get kind of, I guess fish hooker is would be a term to try to pull
Okay.
her out. Yeah.
Uh, she will do a full defensive roll on this. Actually, no. Monsters don't do full defense. Yeah, she'll just like do her best to like stay in because the more she drains you, the better she is.
Okay. That did not explode. Um, let's see. So I'm using the claws.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the enhancement from the claws. Uh, this does the. Do I get enhancement on the multiple arms on this one? As this is a coordination leverage.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So then between the claws and the leverage, that is going to be 7 successes after enhancements.
Okay. You are in fact able to rip her out. You do take one more bruise condition as she was like clamped in, and so to rip her out, you literally rip out another chunk of your skin.
Okay. Um, and do I get to do damage on do like some apply some damage on this
Actually, yeah, because
after
you
the
did specify that you're like using your claws to like dig in. So yeah, she will also take one tick of damage as you like dig into her flesh and just kind of like
all
rip
right
her away with
yep
the poison that's in the werewolf claws.
okay and then are there any successes left over or
Because you did 7 successes,
yeah
so you would have 2 left over.
2 left over. I'm going to use those to as feint. Every success spent on a feint, you generate enhancement on your ally's next attack against your opponent you're attacking. You must designate the ally gaining the enhancement bonus when you make this attack. That is going to be, I am setting her up so that the werewolves can get a better bite out of her.
Nice.
Um, but to be nice, I'm going to pass to her before the werewolves go.
Okay. Let's see. What is she going to do? I know what she's going to do. That's not how you spell it. Doesn't matter. You're going to feel an intense heat build up, emanating from her. Uh, the environment around you, that being the kitchen, the cafeteria, is now on fire.
I'm
Uh,
on fire already from burning presents.
you are on fire. Your werewolf friends are not.
Aha.
They have to buy off the complication in order to continue the attack, as they're like actively catching on fire from the flames emanated from this person. But that's all she can do this round, so she's just going to look at the werewolves and watch them burn. And then I'm assuming you still have your hand on her so she doesn't easily like jump back in. You feel that smile start creeping up as she watches your friends not burn to death instantly, but like, they're like essentially like burning. Now the werewolf's turn. Yes. Actually, Nolan, like you're in this, just not like in. So we're also gonna just get you in it.
So I see this, right?
You watch as Bodhi looks like he just like loves himself. You're like, oh, that's cute. Why is your neck bleeding? Why is there fire? Oh my God, this is a fight.
Uh, so first things first, sprinklers, do we have them activated? Are they coming on or
They're
off?
on, but once we start getting into like Avatar level fire, sprinklers aren't gonna do shit.
Rachel,
Yeah.
where's the sprinkler system?
She like walks over and like picks it up, shows you the interface.
No, where's okay, great for the interface. Where's the actual system at?
I think downstairs.
Uh, Wait, downstairs, broken elevator?
Next to it, like there's like a whole like basement utility area. Should be down there.
Um, he's running downstairs, pulling out a bottle of something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? He's gonna open the tank up, and he's gonna dump the holy water that they came up with, and like this gotta work. And he's just gonna have everything just turn on from the second floor up, and just gonna have that start sprinkling off.
That's gonna do some things. Okay, well, the sprint your the new holy water sprinkler will come into effect at the top of the next round.
Perfect.
Okay, which means it is now the werewolf's turn.
Yeah, the werewolves are still. I'm imagining the werewolves are still fighting, trying to. Um, they are fierce warriors that are not going to let a thing like being on fire stop them from trying to take down a great evil.
Right.
So they are all still going to go and try to bitey bite. That is a hopefully a better roll. Let's see how these tens explode. All right. So with the enhancements they got from the feint, that is 5 total successes.
Right. So they would not be able to bite off the complication from the fire and be able to land a bite.
Um, they're going to land the bite, and hope for. Oh wait a minute. I'm gonna save that for just another moment for using that. But yeah, they're they are out to destroy this great evil that has been uh, uh, adversary of their kind for generations.
Okay. So they fight through the pain and land the bite. Um, Five of them just succumb to the flames as they just like it licks up and like takes them down. But she does get bitten. Well, she takes two more as they're like another like five werewolves like biting her. She takes two more of these like essentially like, to her poisonous bites. Um, and then at the top of the turn, the water that has been doing fuck all up until now starts to melt her skin, and you hear her like yowl in pain.
He's just going to he's going to send the werewolves out of the room to to try to recover and get out of the fire and stand in here with her, holding her.
Okay. So let's just say it's the werewolf's turn. They just like run out and they open the door, and the zombies are like actively getting in or trying their best, really. Like the effort is there.
I mean, they're probably getting knocked over by flaming werewolves right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like unless you tell the werewolves to stop, the zombies gonna be like, "We're here," and then just immediately get knocked over.
yeah, keep them at bay. Um, Leave her to me. Is essentially they are they are essentially now just making sure nobody else joins into the fight
Okay.
and making sure that if she takes me down, she doesn't get out of the room.
Okay. Yeah, they're easily get out. They like, stop, drop, and roll werewolf style, get that flames off, keep the zombies out. It's now you and Dracula in a flaming, holy infused rain room.
Um, I'm gonna have the werewolves pass it to me. Um, the hand that is still in her mouth is going to shift under and kind of force up through bottom of her jaw
Hmm.
and kind of grab and uh, rip her mouth open. Um, the more important is to get this holy water into her mouth.
Right.
In the event that I do enough successes, I'm just gonna try to rip her jaw off so that she can't bite anymore.
All right.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see. All right, so that's four successes. Do I have the claw enhancements and the multi-arm enhancement because it's still kind of a leverage thing?
I'll say you have the most. Yeah, you have both. That
Okay,
makes sense.
that's going to be a total of eight successes then.
Okay. That is able to get the mouth open. That's not enough to get the mouth open and rip the jaw off.
Okay. Um, are there any other additional enhances that I have for um, any other successes left over after that, or is that all spent up?
You have, it's five of those to get the mouth open. So you have three successes left,
Okay.
but that wouldn't be enough to do the damage as like the ripping off the mouth as well as.
Okay. So, does a catastrophic successes that only works? So, how do you establish divinity die? Let's start there.
So I avoided doing that today just because like I haven't had time to like reread it. With Divinity Die, there are specific die that you usually you have like different die so you can like allocate which ones
Yeah.
they are. And they build up over time. So you would have had to have those like pre-warmed up essentially.
Okay.
Be like these two green ones are my divinity die, or it could be like the first two in my dice roller. Those are my divinity die. First three as the like keeps going.
Okay. All right. I'm just asking for future reference because I'm
Yeah.
just trying to. All right. Yep. All right. Yeah. So with the remaining three successes, um, so is there anything fun that I can use on this? Let me see. Oh. We'll just put the rest of the successes into reinforcing the grapple.
Okay. Is it her turn or Nolan's turn?
It's going to be her turn.
Uh, so there's only one thing she wants to do now, and so she's going to stop holding back. Um, so she attempts to break your grapple. She gets 10 successes to do so.
Okay. Okay. So then that I, unless I get another roll to keep the grapple, I'm not gonna be able to
I would say
pull it
this is
off.
a contested roll. Yeah, you could do
Contested
like
roll,
yeah,
athletics and might.
with the and you just added the three to like reinforce it, so you could add those three enhancement.
Okay. And then with the, uh, I imagine the enhancement. I even with the enhancement that from the three on that and any enhancement I might get from multiple arms, I'm not holding 10 successes. So
And so she will like throw you off, looking much more ragged than you've seen, but also much more pissed. That is her only action because she did not take a mixed action, but you see her like holding her hand and drawing souls from the ground. She can't do anything now, but you know she's planning something with the dead souls that are here. Nolan, it is your turn.
Okay. Hey guys, you remember how I said we're gonna have to take part of this place down?
Yep, yep.
Under the kitchen, all those floors below it. You're gonna take out that center mass. Avery, you're gonna blow up the pool as she's pouring more holy water into like the chlorine pool area. You're gonna fill that hole up with water, and you're gonna make a whole water pit.
Uh, got it, boss. And they will begin to enact the plan.
Bodhi's guys. Hey, I know I'm not Bodhi. I'm not trying to control you, but I need you to do me a favor, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Are you guys currently dealing with zombies or vampires at this present moment?
No, we're on the lookout.
Great. I need you to surround that big area that's about to happen in about 20 seconds. You're going to stand around in a circle and you're going to aim towards where I point you to.
Okay. So everyone's like getting into place.
Rachel,
Yes.
you're going to go to the second floor.
Is it time for the sword?
Not yet.
Damn
But I know you want to do this, but I need you to do one thing for me.
it. Okay.
You're going to yell out a bunch of the meanest things that you can come up with.
Oh, I don't think Rachel is. Oh, she'll give it a shot.
Just make sure to hide behind the door and I'll tell you when to pop out.
Okay, so she'll start making her way to the second floor.
I'm timing everything. Um, making sure all of that holy water is poured into everything that I could basically flood that place with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm waiting for the guys to explode it. And then I'm just going to be like, hey, Bodhi,
yeah,
jump. And I'm going to make that thing explode.
All right. Uh, Bodhi, do you jump?
so kind of. Um, Bodhi is going to pull out the Skyfall dagger
Mm-hmm.
and because she's trying. I can see that she's channeling the dead through a specific hand, right?
Yeah, her other hand hasn't fully. It's still elbow
Okay,
length.
yeah. I'm gonna cut that bitch's hand.
All right.
Uh,
Roll to cut.
Since this is going to be sort of a diving thing, since would this be dexterity instead of might for this one?
Diving as in like you're like cutting as you're jumping out the window.
Oh no, I'm jump. So she jumped away from me, so I'm trying to like coming at her, and
You can still do Mike because like, you're using your like physical strength to like close the distance as quickly as possible.
okay. Oh, now if you could pay off intends explode with something that'll. No, they don't. Okay. Um. So let's see. There's the one enhancement for the stabbing.
Hmm.
Um. Just checking to see what my tags do to refresh my memory. Because other than piercing, going through armor, I don't know what the rest of them do. Well, I mean, I know lethal does lethal. It's all right. All right. Yeah. So aggravated doesn't really change the damage on that. And then so that's total of 5 successes on cutting her or swinging at her.
You'll like you'll nick her. You'll get some damage in. It's not enough to like remove a hand though.
So the idea, so I do get damage on her hand
Yes.
though, and just as a reminder, the loveliness that is Skyfall Blade means that all my purviews just become epicenters.
Hmm.
So that means I'm going to gain 1 scale for her any attempts that she makes to physically harm me from stamina. Um, 1 scale for all strength and might related actions on her, creating 2 point complication grievous collateral damage, which adds to the collateral pool. The well, the death epicenter probably doesn't help if she's summoning ghosts. However, they are not never hostile to me instead of provoked. Beast probably won't have much of an impact. With everything on fire, the fertility one with plants sprouting out probably isn't going to do much. However, health. You are a well of pestilence, the ever present vector of myriad. As the ultimate patient zero, you leave anything from bad cause that suffers from life-sustaining illness or sniffles to left awake. Any physical strenuous action taken in your presence suffers a complication equal to half your legend, rounded up, which would be 3. Which, if not bought off, causes the character to develop a condition reflecting an ongoing illness from a larger complication, causing an increased seriousness. Which I think would be appropriate if its acts cause the poison running through her veins from the werewolf talons and the damage of the holy water to um, expand and flare up of sorts.
Yeah,
So
no, that seems fitting.
so yeah, I'll do that 1 damage and have all those lovely effects come into play.
Okay. She is looking worse for the wear. Who will you pass it to?
I'm going to pass it to Nolan.
Um, has he? Because he's making his way to the second floor. Has it begun?
Essentially, everyone, now that it's your turn on the next round, everyone is there in position waiting for you to give the signal.
Um, not even hesitating. Detonate it.
All right. Bodhi, I'm gonna have you roll, a defense roll, as you are caught not in the explosion, but in the falling debris. As this center mass, this support beam that was holding up the cafeterias on each floor has been removed, and the tower comes not whole crumbling down, but like that particular area of the tower comes crumbling down.
All right.
Uh, I think I'm waiting for it. I want to be able to
2.
swing in and kind of grab Bodhi.
Okay, you would have been waiting for it. Give, ooh, give me an athletics dexterity
Perfect.
with 2 enhancement from Bodhi's own defensive roll.
Would this count as leverage?
Nah, you don't have any leverage because you don't have a place to stand anymore.
Coordination?
I will say, hmm, yeah, no, you're a demigod. Like, you would be coordinated and you would reach, you would see your friend falling. Yeah, no, that counts as coordination.
So then that's a 2 enhancement from the many armed. So that would be
Oh.
4 enhancement
Mm-hmm.
that I would be giving.
Oh, so I got 4 enhancement.
Yep.
Yep.
So I got 4 plus those 4. That'd be 8.
8. Bodhi, you rush in, get her arm, and then all of a sudden the ground's gone. You're like, oh shit. As you fall, your dear friend Nolan reaches out, pulls you out as the thing, just thing crumbles on whatever was in the kitchen, including, the massive ovens, the walk-in freezer. They all just come crumbling down.
All right. You know what to do. Flood it.
And then this holy infused water is flooding in. And Rachel will yell, "You suck!" And then she will just find herself very pleased.
Uh, he's gonna have everyone in position. Arrows, bullets, point towards the epicenter right there.
Well, right? Paved in, flooded, infused with um highly inflamed, poisoned, and holy water, and then being flooded with arrows and bullets.
Oh, I know she's still up.
Are you gonna check?
Yes.
I am. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right. We are officially out of combat because, you know, ten like she's covered by sixth floor, 4 floors of things on top of her. So you're gonna have to like get in. And as you get in, you do see a body that does not seem to be moving.
Is it a body that has been clearly affected by holy fire and holy water and
Yes.
okay. As we clear the rubble and clear the body off, we can identify that it is in fact her.
Yes.
Okay. What is left of this body?
I mean, considering what's happened to it, like it is shockingly intact. Very beaten up. Like that arm that has been severed twice in the past like 2 hours has once again been severed. You get the feeling that it wasn't fully connected yet. Um, Other than that, she's just like really beaten, but there.
Taking her head off.
Okay.
Hmm. I am going to do something. Um, while he's ripping her head off, I put the medallion on her chest, the thing that's been causing so much problems, but put the gun to it. And I'm going to sacrifice that medallion because it has death, which represents mortality.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm firing mortality back into her, making sure that death finds her.
So I will say you will need to spend a legend to do this.
I got you. I will spend two just to make sure that
Just
she's
to like be
gone.
like, we're not uh so your eyes flare green um as you imbue the death that is now into this medallion, infuse it into her, and as you shoot it through, the head screams one final scream as you're sure that this entity is now officially deceased.
We're still in the kitchen.
No, because you're on the first floor, would you be,
Okay.
Owen?
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, at this point, you're like under the kitchen because you have to like climb up and like remove all the rubble. So you're like in
Yeah.
the kitchen area.
All right. Is there a plastic container anywhere around?
Probably somewhere if you just like dig around, you'll find
All
it.
right. I'm gonna put the head in the plastic container and fill it with holy water and cover
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Um, and just eventually, the vampire will turn to ash at some point. Whether it's through fire, whether it's through sun exposure. So we're making sure that this body does not come back.
Yeah, she got mortality, so I don't think she's coming back. But I want one last thing. Hey, Rachel,
Yes.
Bodie, do you see a soul anywhere?
Do I see her?
Do not
Uh,
see a soul.
do I see a shade, a ghost? I mean, she was pulling them, and she left a bunch around. I imagine.
Oh, do you mean like any or like hers?
I mean, any in general, but hers
Oh, you see
specifically.
like a shit ton. Like
Yeah.
she ran amok in
So
this.
just making sure she's not hiding it. I mean, there's a bunch here. We're looking for hers, though. I'm guessing. Um, any else seen her? Is she?
Everyone says like, no, we don't think that body had a soul, whatever it was.
Yeah, I didn't think it did either.
Does it have an avatar or an essence that it left behind?
Hmm. Occult cunning roll, if you would. Bodhi, if you roll this, you have +2 enhancement as you are now officially of the divine. So it is easier for you to see the avatar and connect the avatar.
One, two, three,
No, I
four.
actually do have a cult. Look at that.
Okay. Occult is one of my favorites that I have a hard time like getting in.
I put it. I'm sorry, I took a little bit of everything on this guy. Did have with that 2 enhancement, I have 3 successes.
Okay.
I have seven.
What the shit?
Them tens came in handy.
This
Like
is this is
Nolan
why this
sifting
is
her
why
out.
Nolan always rolls the occult shit.
Oh gosh. Okay. Um, so Bodhi, you're more concerned about making sure, like, I don't care who this avatar belongs to. I want to make sure this avatar is dead. And so you're focused on that. Nolan, you do notice that the whatever connection this avatar had to their original god, that has been severed. Who their original god is, um, I mean, you can kind of guess it's like Dracula, and this was an avatar of Dracula. But like Dracula being a god, and that's something that is apparently like widely known. You've never heard of this shit. Also, if that's true, like where are they, and why are they sending avatars to like steal
Right.
relics? Seems very odd. But whatever it was, like it has been severed.
Rachel.
Comes down. Did you see my joke? You suck. Get it?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Awesome. I want you to send a message to someone.
Okay.
Um, I want you to think you are not the void, you are space.
Okay, I'm space.
You are everything.
Okay.
And because you're everything, you're the head bitch in charge.
That's a lot of pressure though, right? Like,
This person tried to end you by sucking your blood, put you in a very precocious situation.
okay.
So you're gonna send a curse message back to whoever was connected to this.
How do I do that? Remember, I just started
Just
doing Scion things today.
take your sword, slam it into her, and release all of that aggression. And hit whoever was connected to it. Whoever was the puppeteer, you let him have it.
So just so I'm aware, we're telling Rachel to switch from her scythe to her sword
Mm-hmm.
and just unleash everything.
It's sending like a curse back to the
Okay.
return to sender, sending a chain curse back.
Okay. She is going to switch out. I am going to roll to see not how well she controls it because you told her not to control it, just how well she funnels it in a given direction.
And because I have it, she has 3 temporary enhancements for this.
Yes. Woo! You're so lucky. With the three enhancements, she got four. So she will be able to channel it away from everybody else because there was a chance everyone was going to die. So she walks up and stabs the body and channels this like void energy. This void, I can't even say energy. This void in a direction. After about like a minute, she released the sword and was like, "Okay, I did it."
Yeah. You probably put the fear of the same fear that your mother puts into other people. I think you put that fear back into them.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's very good because I don't think they're gonna talk about you like, yeah, don't go there. We don't ask about her, we don't talk about her, we don't talk about this incident. If you see her, run.
Mhm. Okay, well, I helped, right?
Yeah.
And she like this is the first time she's been able to like use her power successfully. She feels part of the team, and you hear her say like, "I hope we can like actually like be a team together. Like we can go out on an adventure together."
Yeah. 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 You okay, Bodie?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, this is. I mean, it's kind of fucked because someone out there just did this for fun, essentially. So,
I mean, it's kind of been the pattern of these things recently.
yeah. So we'll see what we can clean up from this mess. Um, was it just the kitchen that you put the holy water on?
Oh no, the whole anywhere where there's sprinklers and water happening, everyone got burnt up with that holy water.
So how'd the party go?
Well, you go back to the front desk, and all those who were trying to get down to the ninth floor, who could not get down to the ninth floor because you blew up the stairs, they're all holied, so dead.
How are the drones looking?
Dead. The only ones who are not dead are the people who you cured on the fifth floor.
Fifth floor. Okay. All right. So we've got some people to evacuate here. Um, so we can kind of clear things out.
Hey team, you're on evacuation mode. Put away the guns. Try not to celebrate too hard in front of Bodhi, but we'll I'll allow you guys to party later. Just try not to celebrate too hard around Bodhi while you're doing it. Just stick to evacuation and clean up.
You got it, boss. And you, as you hear the radio out, you hear them already celebrating, but like, it cuts.
Damn it! Not over the comms. Bodhi's still on the comms.
Sorry, boss.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I got people doing rescue and remembrance, and they're doing exactly that and nothing more.
Um, Rachel, this is a hotel, so there has to be like a money room somewhere, like where they kept, like people paid money to stay here. They probably had some cash on hand, right?
No, Doug only took electronic things. But I mean, like he's dead now, so someone needs to get his money. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty
Um,
sure he hasn't made a will yet. He didn't think he was gonna die.
he did not think he was going to die. No. Um, what about where Yuri's room was? Where she? There's got to be something in like the security cameras about where she was keeping all of her things that she was collecting.
Yeah, I could figure out where she was hiding most of her stuff.
Um, so the short port of this is, as far as Bodhi knows, everybody, um, since this Doug was essentially a TOA because he was connection to Blaine, so
Hmm.
all of these and all of his connections that he knows of to other realms sent connections to the TOA. So he is going to essentially try to find coins to give for all the people who were lost.
Right.
He is now back into his normal form. He is no longer multi arms burning oral werewolf, um, and is going to kind of just do that kind of symbolic of try to usher the dead into the next life the best he can for
Yeah.
whatever appropriate. He knows very little appropriate ways to do that. So, other than putting coins on their eyes, so he's gonna try to find coins to.
It'll take a little while, but like you go to like the now broken cafeterias, they had, you know, places where you could like pay money, and so like you can get like coins from there, and because they're all in that one pile, just takes a little while like digging through, but you can get enough for the people that are here.
All right, yeah. Somebody's gonna do that, and then there were no survivors left, as far as we can tell, anywhere on there, on the.
Mm.
What about the three still behind the door in the electricity room?
Open the door. There are no people there, just dust.
Huh. Close the door back up. And nothing of value was lost, and we don't tell Bodhi that more people were lost. Okay, going back upstairs. Yep,
Well,
no survivors. Don't see anyone. I think most of the survivors kind of evacuated already.
All right. Somebody's gonna call over to the temple.
hmm
He is going to have them check on Sasha's container
goes goes over. Yeah, Sasha's asleep, which I don't think she's done that since she's been here.
That's what I thought. Yeah. All right. No, it's. But just to confirm, she's actually asleep, or that she just didn't yell at you when you were approaching.
No, she's asleep. She
Okay.
apparently snores really loud for a vampire, or maybe vampires snore loud. I've never been this close to a vampire asleep. But yeah, she
She.
seems at peace, which is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Um one of the better outcomes. So yeah. Okay.
What about Door Vamp? Is he still there or he just dust?
Oh, yeah, no, he's dust.
Oh, great.
You get the feeling Sasha's, yeah, at this point, 8 months of training, while was tough, had separated her from Yuri.
Ah,
Good. He is ready to just go home and crash. And
It's been a long day. But of course the big question is, how do you all fit into this now human world? Uh Bodhi, if it wasn't clear before, Bodhi is now well aware that he is whatever humanity he had, that is quickly like seeping from him. And Nolan, as you walk away, you feel eyes on you in the distance. Um, Multiple eyes. One eye is shining on you like very proudly. The other pair of eyes, there is some jealousy behind them. You get the feeling some very powerful people will be visiting you very quickly because you too are no longer merely a human or even a hero, but the beginnings of a powerful demigod. So you head back to the boat. Um, that is, unfortunately for me, still working because Dorvamp was never able to make it to the boat. The thunderstorm now gone, and you do a nice, like, leisurely 45-ish minute ride back to shore.
while that's happening, I have already had two PR people contact my mother, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, so the story is what happened was fake. Rachel was sent hostage in a situation where she said all of that. But what you guys are about to see is something we're not going to repeat back.
Oh, okay, yeah, like we can do that. That's super easy.
He's going to call mom.
Hmm.
Dad put me through a wall. And then and then Dracula happened, and he is just putting on the mama's boy act, and he is just bawling, he's just crying, just and just and it like it's just my like I've been doing this for months, and this is the first time I've had to deal with vampires and dying again. And it's kind of dad's fault because apparently he just fucked off. Is not working anymore. He's unemployed. He's just laying it all out.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna roll 1d10. 6 to 10, great for you. 1 to 5, great for me.
He's also adding that he wants to go to Atlantis and go on that cruise.
Okay. So when she answered the phone, it's one of those things where like it's just like, hello, what you want now? She hears the harrowing story of you being pushed through a wall and defending Rachel and defending like this vampires, and she's like, I knew this was gonna be. I'm proud of you for I'm proud of you for dealing with all of this. Um, Unfortunately, I don't think we'll have time to go to Atlantis anytime soon. Hold on for a second. And she puts the phone on speakerphone, and you hear Aphrodite's voice. You're like, we need to talk.
No, we don't. He hangs up. All right. You know what? Never mind. All right. Bodie, I think we just need a new plan. Maybe move from Matusa to Cleveland. I heard Cleveland was nice. Maybe Pennsylvania. I don't know. Where do you want to move, Bodie?
Um, do I want to know?
I think we're gonna have more eyes on us, and it's gonna be annoying. And I think Aphrodite's involved, and I think Ares involved, and also there was two more gods who were looking this direction weirdly. I don't know. I guess a lot of them might be having their fun ruined and are looking to have more fun.
All right.
And as we're trying to decide where our next home base is going to be, I think we'll call it there. Having defeated the avatar of Dracula, having become full-fledged demigods.
Uh,
See, that wasn't too bad. Although my poor Dracula, all she wanted to do was have some fun.
I mean, you know,
You could say that.
she did have fun.
She did
She
have
did
fun. She had a lot of fun.
until she
a
didn't,
lot of fun. Yep.
and you know the consequences of her fun will bring her to the nine hells, and she can contemplate what she did to deserve being there
Even the
for
divine
for
have
eternity.
even the divine have to do with consequences. And you two officially divine, which means next time we're going to be doing all kind of divine things. We're going to be using divinity dice. I'm going to remember the collateral pool. We're going to be using dominions. We're going to be digging deep into demigods because that's what this is supposed to be. And now we are finally at the precipice. Um, Before we end, let's just do one quick wrap up just to see, like, who our heroes are, how they're feeling, and any pertinent information. Let's go backward this time. Let's start with Crow, aka Nolan. Please tell us who you are. Uh, how is Nolan feeling, and any of the fun things that are happening with you?
Hi, I'm Crow. Nolan was feeling accomplished and then instantly lost all of that as that's karma for um feeling a win. Um
You felt fulfilled as a pro.
uh, Yay for divinity. But also, fuck, we have a lot of enemies we got to deal with. So
Well,
yeah, uh you can find me everywhere. At BS Slate TV, mostly on Twitter, and on a few other things soon. And that's about it. I gotta go contemplate our lives and how we got here.
Well, all right. Thank you, Crow. Zach, if you would tell us who you are, who you're playing, how is Bodhi feeling, and any other pertinence that you might want to share.
I am Zach Renata, he, him. I can be found on various places at some sort of combination of Zach Rules and .com or Dice or just Zach Rules by itself. Um, yeah, that's where I could be found. If you want to see me in person, doing this, you'll have to come back here next week, or you'll have to scour the annals of the YouTube on Onyx Path. That if you search far enough back, you can find videos going. way back to some other games that I played in here. Going back to like when Aberrant was in still in backer kit long ago. Um, yeah, Bodhi is going to need to do some contemplation. He's going to meditate on some things a bit. He is going to have to check in with Sasha, see where she is at, because there that fate binding there still that he's going to have to um, see what happens with her from here. Um, Maybe check in on Silas and make sure he's I don't know, doing well in school. See if he's started training with the monks to get you know, to get a better understanding, or if he's not getting a better understanding, he's putting it out on the Nymphstagram and the TikToks and the GodTubes to grow his social media platform, but in the same time spread kind of awareness of what it is to be a monk or a nun in the and to dedicate everything and give up life you'd known uh, for Buddha. Um, he is also kind of like this. We're not supposed to kill humans or animals, but then these weren't humans or animals at the most point. But there's something Mom kind of passed on, and he's gonna try to spend some time using his divine given talents to make the world a better place in some place, and not just be a force for vengeance.
Adding good to the world. I like that. I think we need more of that. And we'll get more of that, but not this week because it's almost midnight Eastern. So we'll come back next week, same time. Uh, Different reach with our divine powers, though. So thank you all for joining, and we'll see you next week. Until then, have a great one.
Bye.